Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally reached the Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl 59, as confirmed by Randall Hamilton. And
Right.
Stacey on Sports is on top of it. We got a rematch between the Chiefs and the Eagles. I am your main host, Stacey Carter II, joined by Noah, Matt, and Randall. How y'all doing today, fellas?
Good,
Doing
man.
great.
Solid. Blessed to
Good.
see another day.
Randall, are you okay? Because I know you kind of sweating bullets over there. It's your time.
What, man? I'm excited, man. We ready, man. We ready. I'm very excited, man. We gotta have that. We already gotta have that. We gotta get in the mindset, man. We gotta get into that winning mentality, man. Like, you
Yes,
gotta be
sir.
confident about it, man.
Yes,
So
sir.
we ready.
Yeah, we're going to break it down. Super Bowl 59, New Orleans, Louisiana. We're going to talk about both teams. I got a Super Bowl quiz for the fellas. And the halftime show is Kendrick Lamar. We'll be looking forward to with that. And then, of course, we got to give our grand predictions and MVP at the end. But let's start with the defending champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, who are going for an unprecedented third Super Bowl win in a row. Never been done before, but we'll see what happens. Let's talk about a key for the victory against the Eagles. Let's start with you, Matt. What do the Chiefs have to do in this game to secure the victory and make history?
I think the main key is going to lie on the shoulders of defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo. You know, they've been one of the best defensive units in all of football this year, and I think he needs to keep bringing the pressure. You know, keep blitzing. Blitz hurts a lot. You know, kind of make him make a quick decisions and whatnot. Because I mean, you're not going to stop Saquon Barkley with how he's been running lately. You're just not. You. I have a hard time seeing anyone have an answer for him. So as a result, I think when the Eagles do get into an obvious passing situation, you've got to keep doing what you've been doing all year long. You got to keep doing what you did in the AFC Championship round, and just keep bringing the pressure. Rely on your playmakers on defense, and we know what Patrick Mahomes and them are going to do. They always get it done in the most critical moments. So I think the onus is going to be on the defense.
I'm gonna do a different one because my main key was definitely on defense majorly. But I want to say getting the run game going. I know they recently have gotten Pacheco the last butt end of the season back, and running the ball has been helping them along with their passing attack. So I think that'll definitely be a big key for them to get going in this game if they want to keep rolling on offense and putting up points. Especially against this Eagles defense, which I think has done a great job this year. So yeah, I think besides the defensive scheme and everything, I think that getting that run committee going is definitely a key factor in winning, taking the third championship home.
Adding to Matt's point about the defense, they're gonna have to keep getting pressure on the quarterback. I believe the Chiefs are second. I believe the Chiefs are second in the playoffs right now in sacks. They've been doing. I think Karlaftis specifically. I think he's second or third in the playoffs in sacks behind Nolan Smith of the Eagles, by the way. But but anyway, Karlaftis has been getting a lot of pressure, so it's really going to be imperative for them to get the Chiefs defense to get pressure, but also I think as far as specifically, I know like they're going to key in on Saquon, but really like tackling is going to be very important. Whereas like even if Saquon does get his yards, the main key is going to be containing those explosive runs. Because the Eagles get a lot of momentum off of we get a lot of momentum when Saquon breaks off those 50-yard, 60-yard runs, and those runs really vitalize our team. So it's going to be very imperative for the second line of defense, specifically their linebackers, Bolton, Tranquil, like those guys are going to really have to be like in the second line of defense. Like they're really going to have to make sure that if he does get yards, they have to contain those explosive runs. And they also have to and also in the playoffs specifically, Goddard has been Jalen's security blanket throughout the playoffs. Goddard, I believe, is fifth in the playoffs in receiving yards. I think they have confidence in McDuffie going up against A.J. Brown because that's going to be a really, exciting matchup to see one-on-one matchup. But they're definitely going to have to zero in on Goddard because in the passing game because he's been the security blanket for Jalen throughout the entire playoffs.
I said this about the Chiefs against the 49ers last time, and I think it's going to be the same key in this game against the Eagles. On offense, spread the wealth, spread the love, have an even killed attack. I like what you said, Noah, establishing that run game. On this offense, even though it features Travis Kelce, you know the ball gonna go to him at some point. You never know who's gonna pop off as far as that wide receiver core, and they coming in with some veterans on their team. Juju Smith-Schuster had some good catches in the AFC Championship game. Then you have Xavier Worthy, who can fly at 20 yards at a time, and then you still got DeAndre Hopkins waiting in the wings somewhere. So you never know what's going to happen in that wide receiver unit for the Chiefs, and I think they need to continue with that surprise. Continue to spread the ball around, keep the Eagles offense off the field, because you don't want to get into having to stop Saquon every time and him running down your defense. So I think time of possession and having a balanced attack on the offense is key for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I think you hit it on the head. I think they needed to do kind of the recipe they did last year and have an even keel. I mean, a few years ago, yes, we were seeing Pat Mahomes just kind of let it loose and whatnot, but then they lost some of those explosive playmakers like Tyreek Hill's no longer on that roster and whatnot. So I think now we've kind of seen the Chiefs kind of adapt and go with a more strategic approach, and it's really worked for them. Obviously, they're going for the third in a row. So, I mean, if it ain't broke at this point, you definitely don't want to start trying to fix it and try new things. I mean, we know what Patrick Mahomes is capable of. He can still get it done when he needs to. I mean, in that AFC title game, we did see him run for like a couple touchdowns on his own. So I think at this point, you just got to give or take what the Eagles defense is going to give you. And, you keep going with what's gotten you to this point.
Now, Noah, I know the Eagles going to target Travis Kelce in the passing game, make sure he don't get those clutch catches. If you had to pick one person from that wide receiver core of the Kansas City Chiefs to step up in this Super Bowl, who would you pick and why?
Probably D-Hop, just because of his veteran presence. I think that's one guy who's been going through how many? I think I saw this one post a while ago where it's he went through 20 plus quarterbacks before reaching the Super Bowl. So I think that that's the one option if I were in that offense to depend on the most because of his veteran presence and just his know-how, and he's been through a lot of the game, and I just think that he's the more dynamic player of that group of receivers out of Juju, Hollywood, all them. And if Rashee Rice was healthy though, that's different, but he's not. So I'd probably pick D-Hop right now.
All right, let me ask you this question. Now we was talking about Saquon Barkley and how they kind of gotta make sure they keep him in check. But let's talk about the pass game. If you're the Chiefs defense, are you worried about Jalen Hurts going off in the passing game, or you think that's not really a concern?
Because I do think the Chiefs have one of the better secondaries in the league, and I think if you're a Spags, you're talking about a defense that's won back-to-back Super Bowls, and I think Spags has won 4. As a D coordinator, Spags is we're talking about a 4-time Super Bowl champion defensive head coach. So I don't think a team like that is not going to be I don't think they're going to be super afraid. They're not going to be intimidated by their opponents, despite them having guys like Saquon, AJ, and all that. They're not going to be intimidated by the Eagles' talent. So I think if I was the Chiefs, I would have a lot of confidence in being able to. If we can get pressure on Jalen, I think I would have a lot of confidence in being able to shut down the Eagles' passing game. If I'm being all the way honest.
All right, great points about the Kansas City Chiefs. Now let's go on to our Super Bowl quiz. I got 3 questions for y'all, and let's see if y'all can prevail from this. All right. Question number 1: the most passing yards in a Super Bowl was 505. Which quarterback did that? Was it Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, or Tom Brady?
It was Brady, right?
It was Brady against the Eagles.
Yeah, Brady against the
2017. I was there.
I should have known. I should have known better. Yeah, that's correct. It was Tom Brady, and they did lose against the Eagles in that one. All right. Question number 2: 2 teams have 5 losses in their franchise history as far as the Super Bowl. Who are the 2 teams? What's the combination? Is it Patriots and Broncos, Broncos and Bills, or Vikings and Patriots?
Broncos, Bills.
Broncos
Right?
and yeah.
Yeah.
So Noah says Broncos and Bills. Matt, you say Broncos and Bills?
I might change. I think it might be yeah, Broncos and Bills.
Broncos and Bills. Randall, wait
a second. Actually, I think it's Broncos and Vikings, actually.
It's actually Patriots and Broncos.
Oh.
What?
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, the Patriots have 5 losses.
Oh, yeah. 96.
Oh, yeah.
Packers.
And they lost because they lost in 85 to the Bears too.
That's
right. They're the team that lost to the 85 Bears. Yeah. And,
so much of the Brady era.
Yeah, and they lost. And then they lost to the Packers in '96.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the Bills only have what 4 losses in?
Yeah, they only have 4. Right. Those 4 they went to was the only Super Bowls they ever went to.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right.
Yeah. The thing is, I know the Vikings went to some Super Bowl. Like, I think the Vikings went to like 2 or 3 Super Bowls in the 70s.
They went to 4 Super Bowls in 6 years in the 70s.
Yeah.
Wow. With Chris Carter,
leaders.
Right?
Yeah, the purple people.
That was in the 70s. That was like Fran Tarkenton and like the purple people leaders.
Okay, yeah.
Two of the most unlucky franchises in Super Bowl history. Oh my God,
man.
The Broncos 3 straight in the 80s. Lost to the Giants, lost to Washington, lost to San Fran.
Dang. The Broncos righted the wrongs a bit. You know what I'm saying? Like they won a back-to-back, and then they beat the hell out the Panthers. But like,
y'all got Super Bowl 50, so that's good.
I'm gonna be riding that till I die.
As you should.
All right. Last question. The most points ever scored in Super Bowl was 55. Which franchise has that record? Cowboys, 49ers, or Steelers?
Niners.
Cowboys. Because I think it was the Cowboys Bills in '92.
No, it wasn't, Randall. It was the Niners.
Was it against the Bengals?
Oh, was it against the Broncos? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Wait. I think the Cowboys put up. No, I just remember. I think the Cowboys put up 52 in that game, not 55.
Yeah, they were 52 to 17, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Bills. Oh, my goodness. You know, when they lost that 4 in a row, you know, they lost on that last kick. Scott, what was his name? Scott Anderson, Scott Norwood.
Scott Norwood.
Scott Norwood. And then you proceed to get blown out the next 3 Super Bowls. Like that. Oh,
it's nasty.
That's right.
It's nasty.
They had a whole 30 for 30 documentary about it, like the 4 Falls of Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor Bills. Hopefully they get it right. But that was the Super Bowl quiz. Now let's go on to the Eagles side of things. Let's talk about a main key for them to right the ship, beat the Kansas City Chiefs, prevent them from making history. Randall, what do the Eagles have to do in this game to win?
On the defensive end, it's really going to be that. It's going to be very, very simple. Hit them in the mouth. Physicality. We've been the most physical team in the NFL all season long on both sides. Our offensive line is physical. Our defense has been hitting guys in the mouth all season long. Zach Bond is the Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He's been flying all over the place. We've been forcing takeaways, punching the ball out. You know, that's going to be very imperative to be able to force those takeaways. But really, we gotta get to Mahomes. We gotta find some way to get past their offensive line. Jalen Carter is going to have to be in Mahomes' space and is going to have to be in his grill all game long. And even if you don't get sacks, you have to make sure, now, obviously we have to be mindful of, the officiating and, we have to play within the rules because, if you breathe around Mahomes too hard, they'll throw a flag.
Yeah, for real, dude.
But even then, you still got to bring that physicality. You also got to bring that physicality to Travis Kelce specifically. Multiple years ago, when the Chiefs played the Tampa Bay Bucks in the Super Bowl, Levante David and Antoine Winfield, they really zeroed in on shutting down Kelce in that game, and they really got physical with him in that game. They hit him, and mind you, the Chiefs still had Tyreek Hill at the time, and they got physical with him too. And like their secondary got physical with him. So Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, who's had a couple of picks in the Slay. Like I'm very confident in the Eagles secondary going up against against the Chiefs receiving core. I think we could easily shut them down. But if Vaughn and CJ Gardner Johnson, if those guys can get physical with Travis Kelce, and we can be able to get to Mahomes and him throughout the game, and the Bucks were able to get to Mahomes, and they didn't score an offensive touchdown. And the Chiefs have had issues throughout the season in pass protection. That's the main weakness. That's one of their weaknesses on their offensive line. I think they've had issues at left tackle. Like left tackle's been an issue for the Chiefs this year. So the Eagles are gonna have to win this game being more physical. We gotta make this game to a street brawl. And I think the Eagles I'm more than confident in their ability to win the physicality matchup.
Well, first things first, they gotta feed Saquon, dude. 2,000-yard rusher for a reason. Enough said. Behind one of the best O-lines in football, I think that's their big threat right there. But other than that, I would probably have to say keep that pass rush going. I think Vic Fangio has arguably been one of the best coordinators in football this season, and I think he needs to keep establishing that mantra along with Kellen Moore with the offensive side. I think that pass rush is loaded on. There you got Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith. It's Jesus, and then like Zach Bond having the Pro Bowl year, so it's like, yeah, definitely got to add that pressure to someone like Mahomes. You got to make him make fast decisions, think on his feet, all that stuff. So yeah, definitely pass rush besides feeding Saquon.
I think it's going to come down to dominating the time of possession battle, keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands, establish a few really sustained drives and just kind of take the life out of Kansas City's defense. And that goes back to the point, Noah's point about, keep feeding Saquon, don't, take some pressure off of Jalen Hurts' shoulders also in the passing game. And I think, and a lot of this may sound silly, but it really might come down to who wins that coin toss to begin the game, because if you've been paying attention, the Chiefs love receiving the second half kickoff, and when they're already up or only down one possession, a lot of times that spells doom for the opposition. So I think if like the Eagles can maybe like win the coin toss, get the ball to start the second half, and if they're up 3 or like up a possession, then you're going to be cooking it. But the main thing is keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands as long as you can.
My key is what every coach wants to happen in the game. And, it's simple, easier said than done, is win the turnover battle.
Mm-hmm.
You got to almost play like perfect football against this Kansas City Chiefs team. Just like you said, Matt, whether they're up 10 or they down 10, the Chiefs, they're going to find a way to put some points on the board. If you make a mistake against this team and get them great field position, they're going to take advantage of it. The Eagles got to play clean and sound football. You're right, Randall. They got to get to Pat Mahomes, get him to turn the ball over, get him to throw some interceptions. They got some good defensive backs in Philly. Use those talents. Get creative, but especially win that turnover battle. Then another thing that I want to see in this game, and I'm not criticizing him whatsoever, I just want to see it, because at some point you got to make this move in the passing game. Jalen Hurts got to try to take the top off the Kansas City Chiefs defensive backfield led by Trent McDuffie. You got to make some throws in the passing game. You have 2 good dynamic wide receivers in A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. And, it's been some controversy for like a couple months now that the passing game is lacking in Philly, and is Jalen Hurts having problems with A.J. Brown and what's going on with that. They got to throw the ball efficiently in this game. Don't be afraid to throw the ball. Now, I know, Saquon, 2,000-yard rusher, Jalen Hurts can run the ball too, but establishing that passing game, taking advantage of the passing plays, that's something I'm going to be looking forward to for the Philadelphia Eagles.
No, I don't think they necessarily need to make the passing game bigger than their run game. I think that their run game is their specialty. I love what they're doing the whole season with Saquon and using them the way they are, and doing them justice, giving them that great O-line and the schemes and everything. I love what they're doing in their offense in general. I think it's probably one of the best offenses in the league. So I think with someone with an offense like A.J. Brown, Devontae, Dallas Goedert, and company, I think, just having them do their jobs as far as like getting the first downs they need to get them, converting on those third downs, helping Jalen get out of that pocket, all that stuff with the passing game. I think as long as you like do your minimal like required like needs in the passing game, like just to keep converting and scoring when you need to score, I think that'll do them justice. I think that offense is very capable, and yeah.
And the last time the Eagles were in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, of course, they put up 35 points, which is, I think, the most points for a losing team in the Super Bowl. Randall, let me ask you about the Eagles offense. Do you think they got to add some sort of new wrinkle, some sort of like trick plays or something against this Kansas City Chiefs defense that know how to get to the quarterback and know how to defend the pass well?
No, because I mean the thing is, I think it's very similar to like the mentality of like when we were in the Super Bowl last time with Doug Peterson against the Patriots. I think really like when you get to this point in the season, it's like if you try to do certain things differently, then you're kind of already losing the psychological battle a little bit, and you're kind of already letting the Chiefs intimidate you into getting you off your game before it even starts. So it's like, to me, like I think you have to have like when you go into this game like this, like you have to have the confidence in like if we play our best and they play their best, like, you have to be confident in thinking that you're going to come out victorious, and whether when you play your best. So like to me, like the Eagles they just need to stick to what they do, running the football, but at the same time, last week against Washington, AJ and Jalen did get on the same page, throughout yes, they scored 7 rushing touchdowns, but they were able to move the ball in the passing game. And also, I think I know everyone's focused on AJ Brown, but I mean, I think Smitty's going to be one of the main X factors in this game too, because I think he's kind of always like that sleeping giant, but he can get big chunk plays as well. We tend to when we do make plays in the pass game, we do tend to make like bigger plays down the field. So Jalen is one of the better deep ball throwers in the league. So really, I think we just need to stay balanced with our attack and I don't think we need to deviate too much into what we do because and of course, and logically it's like you're not going to take the ball out of Saquon's hands too much. I mean, I think the main thing, I think sometimes I think because Saquon's been so good, it's like you can't really expect Jalen to be throwing for 300 yards every week, and Saquon's rushing for like 150 every week. Yeah. Like that's just not real. Like sounds good in the video game, but that's just not how it really works in real football. So like I think the Eagles just need to just stick to what they do, and like the formula's been working all year, and I think you just stick to what you're doing, just be confident with it.
All right. And Matt, to round off the Eagles topic, not making a prediction, don't make a prediction. Do you think they're in a better position this year to knock off the Chiefs versus the last time they were in the Super Bowl?
I think so, and my answer is pretty simple. It's because you got Saquon Barkley. You had another dynamic playmaker. I mean, because you had Devontae Smith and like AJ, or correct me if I'm wrong, Randall. Yeah, he was on that team last time also, and now you had a near 2,000-yard rusher now. So I think, you're definitely, and then the defense, like I got to give credit to Philly's defense, Zach Bond especially, who is in Defensive Player of the Year consideration. He's going to be, I think, the big X factor, especially when it comes to slowing down Travis Kelce. So I think, Philly's a little bit better position this time.
All right, nice. Now let's get to our Kendrick Lamar segment. Kendrick Lamar is the halftime show at the Super Bowl.
Let's go.
Somebody's excited. He had one hell of a year in 2024, and deservingly so for him to get this spot. He's also going to bring SZA with him, who's a superstar in her own right. But let's just talk about one or two songs, because we all listen to Kendrick Lamar. I'm pretty sure we all fans of him. What's like one or two songs you want him to perform? Randall, what you got?
I mean, off the new album, man, like I just think "Hey Now" is just that song that just gets me that just gets me in the zone, man. Like that song is just my shit, man. Like that's one song that I feel like I gotta hear "Hey Now" from him. Like, and
For
then,
the win.
yeah, and then also I it'll probably squabble up too. For like, but I probably already assume he's probably gonna do that anyway. But yeah, but definitely "Hey Now."
Oh, dude, when he performs TV off, it's gonna go crazy. I already know. That definitely TV off, and I know he won't play this, but like, I'd be so hyped if he played High Power off Section 80. Like, dude, I know
Interesting choice.
I know that's a more obscure one, but dude, that's a slept on album of his. I love it so much. But yeah, probably TV off, and to be more realistic, DNA I think would go hard.
Yeah. Oh man, you took both my songs, Noah. I
That's
just
crazy.
want the whole hear the whole crowd just scream mustard. Just the whole Super Bowl crowd just mustard.
Yeah.
I just want to hear that part. Yeah. So TV off, DNA definitely for me. Matt, what songs you want to hear from Kendrick Lamar?
I know he's probably not going to play it. I would love to hear him play Euphoria, though. That would be the funniest.
Oh yeah, I was thinking that too. That was my third choice.
We do not mess with Drake up here in Montana. I'm probably going to catch some flack.
Montana hates Drake. Wait, what?
But yeah,
it is close to Canada though.
Yeah. But yeah, I would love to see him play Euphoria. But realistically, I would probably have to go with Squabble Up, or even Not Like Us. I know that's kind of the mainstream answer, but yeah, I would go one of those two.
I was going to ask about Not Like Us. Do you think he should do that? I mean, he said some pretty scathing things. I don't know if that's like a Super Bowl crowd type of song.
I think he would play a part of it.
No, it's like the most popular. It was basically the most popular song last year. Like, you got to perform that.
It was on.
You also got to do it. You got to do it just in the spirit of hip hop. Just because, like, especially with Drake doing that goofy ass lawsuit. Like, you got to just do that off.
Yeah, for real.
Like,
it's bigger than the beef. The lawsuit is bigger than the beef.
The Kendrick got no mercy there. He's got no mercy.
I'm pretty sure he's going to perform Luther because SZA's coming out. They probably going to do 30 for 30. But real quick, what now? We know SZA is going to be one of the guests. Who you think Kendrick Lamar should bring out?
He's got to bring out Lil Wayne, bro. They're in NOLA.
You think he'll bring out Wayne?
I hope so. But I don't know. We'll see.
For Mona Lisa, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
a hard song to perform, though.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a kid-friendly thing, but
yeah. Who y'all, Matt Randall? Who y'all think he'll bring out?
I don't know. Maybe Dr. Dre, just because West Coast and whatnot. I mean, I think he maybe. I think he's probably going to. To me personally, I think he's just going to stick with SZA. But if I had to make a prediction, I would just go with Dre.
I feel like it'd be like I don't know, because I feel like if he brought a surprise guest, I feel like it would have to be from New Orleans, don't you think?
That's what I'm saying.
Are we sure it's going to be Wayne, though? Especially after what he said on Whacked Out Murals?
Oh, no. That's the thing.
Well, he didn't diss him. Wayne just took it the wrong way.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, Wayne got a little sensitive, but then
he
was disappointed.
Yeah.
I'll know. Well, I mean, he could. Maybe Dopey brought. I mean, low key, if he brought out like, what if he brought out Juvenile? That'd be dope if he brought out
Juvie.
Not bad right there.
I think he should bring out the core of TDE.
Like J-Rock and all them.
Yeah, J-Rock, Schoolboy Q, Absol, Black Hippie, have a Black Hippie moment on stage.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a great performance. Now, let's get to probably the hardest thing that we have to do. Well, at least for a couple of us. I think I know two people who they gonna swing their votes. Let's make a prediction. Let's predict the winner. Let's predict who's gonna win MVP. And even if y'all got a score in mind, we go ahead and go say that. Let's just get it out the way. Randall, who you picking in this game?
All right. All right, I got the Eagles winning 30-20.
30-20.
I think we win this game. We're gonna have to win it by. I think we're gonna have to win it by 2 scores. So
Yeah, definitely.
10
Yeah, I
points.
agree
10
with
points. 30-20.
that. And who you got in mind for MVP for the Eagles?
It's Saquon Barkley's birthday on Super Bowl Sunday, so the birthday boy's gonna walk away with the MVP.
All right. Nice.
And
nice.
Cooper DeJean's birthday
Yep.
that day too.
That's right.
Oh wow. Oh man, can you imagine winning the Super Bowl on your birthday and
Best
winning
birthday ever.
MVP?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got
Best birthday ever.
And
Right.
in New Orleans, like on the Bourbon Street after that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Grand celebration right there. All right, we got one for the Eagles. Noah, who you picking? Eagles or Chiefs?
This is tough, guys. I don't know, because this is like Matt did bring up a good point earlier. It's like, dude, this is the Eagles' best chance to beat the Chiefs, and they got the team to do it. I'm gonna give it to them. I'm gonna give it to them in a close one. I'll say 31-27, and I got Saquon as my MVP.
All right, 31-27. Saquon, 2 MVPs on his birthday. Matt, who you got? Eagles or Chiefs?
You know I'm never going to pick the Chiefs. So I'm going with the Eagles. I think I'm going to go with a 20-17. I think it's going to be a bigger defensive battle than a lot of people are expecting. But I got Saquon winning an MVP. It's too perfect of a setup. It seems like. I mean, it has to be. I just pray to God they don't do what Kyle Shanahan did last year.
Yeah, it's a little bit too perfect for a setup. This was the toughest pick for me as far as Super Bowl. I usually have like a winner, like right off the bat, but like I was going back and forth about this because, like I was saying, the Eagles are set up to win this Super Bowl. They have the team to do it. They got the dynamic running back to do it. However, when it comes down to it, the Chiefs are the Chiefs. It doesn't matter who it is. They'll beat anybody. And they don't need to play perfect. They just need the correct opportunity. And also, they're going after history. 3 Super Bowls in a row. Never been done before. I'm going to have to go with the Chiefs. Now, I will say this. As far as a media member, objectivity, I'm picking the Chiefs. Now, as a fan, I would love to see the Eagles to win. I'm a fan of this Eagles team, Randall. I'm a fan of Jalen Hurts.
Appreciate
it. And I want him to be validated because I don't agree with all the flack that he gets. He plays his game and he plays it well and he does whatever's in the game plan. And like you said, when Saquon Barkley's going off for 200 yards, you don't need to throw for 300 yards. But I just can't ignore the fact that the Chiefs, no matter what opponent they face, no matter the defense or the offenses they face, they just find some way to get it done. And then you got history on the line here. I'm going with a close one. I think it's going to be like 27-24. As far as MVP, they're going to give it to Pat Mahomes.
My respect to Matt. Like, it's still Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, and it's hard. And it's hard to go against that combination. Like, it's basically it's like picking against the Bulls in the '90s. It's like, it's still like Lord knows, like it's still not like I have more than respect for the Chiefs, and like obviously Andy was longtime Eagles coach, and and obviously still to this day like Eagle fans have a lot of reverence for Andy Reid and everything that he's done and like his football mind and being one of the all-time great coaches. So Kansas City being in a position to win 3 Super Bowls in a row is really unprecedented. So they really and they doing it like you said, Stacey. Like it's really just out executing and being the best at situational football. So really, like if the Eagles are going to win, it's really going to come down to out executing and really just winning in situational football.
Yeah, that's what you have to do in like playoff games and championship games. You got to know the situation and win those battles right there. The game within the game. And right now, they're the best at doing that, and I just can't ignore that. Now, I would say, if I was to be wrong, I wouldn't mind it. I say that.
Real quick, I got a question. Speaking of head coaches, Randall, win or loss from this game, what would your thoughts be on Nick Sirianni?
I think really Nick Sirianni, he deserves a lot of credit for really just being able to because I mean, despite all the noise that surrounds Nick Sirianni, like I know that to a lot of fans, like he can be a little off-putting. He's an emotional guy. Sometimes he can rub people the wrong way, but at the end of the day, his community, like the players love him because really able to keep guys engaged and really even though like sometimes like it may seem like we may make headlines and all that, it's kind of he really does a good job of just managing the team and really just keeping like managing the egos of the team, because I think a lot like he's kind of more of a CEO head coach where it's just like his job is more so to just make sure everybody like guys stay on the same page and just managing those egos. So with all the talent that we have on our team, like there's potential to where like there could be clashes like in different positions, but he's been able to manage that throughout the season, and really like if you look at Sirianni's win-loss record, I mean he's won like I think 70, like I think he's won like almost like 75% of his games or something crazy like that. Like like they've consistently, the Eagles have consistently won games. We made the playoffs every year in Nick Sirianni's tenure. Because people forget that the Eagles were a 4-win team when Sirianni took over. Like we were bad in that COVID year in 2020. So and here's the thing, and Jalen, he was a second round pick initially. We weren't necessarily sure, when Sirianni took over, we weren't sure if Jalen was going to be our franchise quarterback or not. And to see the Eagles have this kind of success, during his tenure. Even though he's not, he may not be like this, big schematic play call or anything like that. But at the end of the day, as a coach, like your job is to win football games, and he's done a great job of doing that.
To round out the episode, to end the episode, what we eating and what we drinking during the Super Bowl? What we got, y'all?
Definitely got some wings.
Got some wings.
I'm frying up some chicken wings for the Super Bowl. Yeah. And then we'll have some chips and sauce and all that.
I'm making my.
I don't know. I haven't thought about what I'm drinking yet, though.
Yeah, Matt, what you about to say?
I'm going to be making my pizza pull-away bread like I do every Super Bowl.
Ooh,
homemade.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll have to send you all the recipe, and then probably. Me personally, probably have my Crown Royal, Crown Royal.
Nice. Nice.
I'm a fan of that.
All right, chef. Pull away. All right, but that was our Super Bowl episode, Stacey on Sports. Follow us everywhere on social media at Stacey on Sports. Check out our upcoming content, level 5 to 80, Palm Tree Perspective. Baseball is coming around the corner. Noah's going to headline that. And also check out our new show under SOS, WWE dedicated podcast, the Pipe Bomb Podcast. Until next time, enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody.